But I believe we are live. If you want to go ahead and start
All right. Well, I'm
as I mess around
Rico
with some.
Sensi. I will be the DM for the Spectre Studios really first live streaming event that we got going on here. Shared by my players who will introduce themselves. I will be running an adventure that I've kind of created. Well, it's in my world, but an adventure that's been pre-created in a very cool magazine called Roll and Roll. So I will go to one of the lead players here, my brother, who will introduce himself, and he's also going to be responsible for the feed for what's going on. So if he seems a little off or distracted or stuff like that, it's because he's running all the
Oh,
technical
yes.
equipment.
Start with Jacob
Oh, right
first.
under the bus.
And we do switch channels well from where this goes from. So on to you.
Hello, I am Rico, aka Spectre Fedsen, sitting in the watching. Know that. Hello again. I am playing a character by the name of Yu Xiong. I'm a male variant human barbarian. We are all starting at level 5. Um, my character, I'm going with what I know. He was adopted very, I say adopted, he was probably taken from his family at a very young age, brought into a military community and raised and brought up in the military environment, and has fulfilled his military duties. And because of that, he has been released, and now he has found himself with this group out adventuring because he knows no other life.
All right. Go to you, Matt.
All right, my name is Matthew, known as Spectre Weil in the Spectre community. My character today is Alexei. He is a semi-demigod. His mother, actually the demigod in the family, was born in the lineage of Apollo. So as a son of a demigod, he doesn't have quite as much inherent mystical power in his blood, but he does have a touch of the gods in his blood. So he's an Aasimar race character, devoted to Apollo in the Celestial Warlock class, again starting at 5th level. So my character is the dedicated healer of the group. He'll be out in the world adventuring now that he's passed his initial trials in the Temple of Medicus, and he is in the world helping to protect those that are weak and unfortunate, and seeking basically adventure and traveling with this group for more opportunities to increase not only his fame but Apollo's fame, and spread um, the touch of healing in the world.
And John.
My name is John. I'm going to be playing a character named Spoke. He is a changeling rogue assassin. Um, he actually has a different name, since a changeling has many different personas that they use. The Spoke persona is a well-known assassin, who's been persona's been passed down through generations of this changeling family. He learned how to be an assassin from his father, who learned it from his father, and I'm just the last in a great line, like passing on the persona of this assassin. Um, yeah.
All right. And we finish up with Jacob.
Jake, I'm playing Alaron, human wizard. Uh, 25 years old. When I was 18, I ventured out to explore the world and disappeared for a period of 10 years. When I reappeared, I had not aged a day and had only hazy memories of my lost time. Felt to me like no more than half a year had passed. My arcane powers had also increased. I have a feeling that I owe a debt or made a deal with a powerful being for this, but the memories are hazy of what exactly took place. I spent the years since trying to fill in what took place during this time while using my abilities to help protect humanity from the predators of the world. They're not capable of battling themselves, which is how I found this group of adventurers.
All right. So there's our cast of our characters, and I will give you now the notation of pretty much why you guys are all together. Like I said, this is a created world. I call it the Isle of Sparrow. I'm in the process of building much of it and adding into it, so this will be pretty much new to the players that I have here on hand. You've become part of a group that is known as the Company of the White Flame. The party has been recruited by Recklin Gray to serve in his company. After doing extensive research, he learned about each hero and sought their services. The group was paid 200 gold pieces up front for any insurance purposes, and then 15% of the spoils from cleansing evil. There's 5 members: Spoke, the assassin changeling; Zhu Shanang of the nomadic barbarians; Alarion, the fire mage; Aleski, the celestial Asimir of Apollo; and the personal bodyguard of Recklin is a warforged called Hephaestus Kenrick, or HK. The first time the party worked with Recklin, they thwarted the necromancer known as Wormbone in the village of Maidenhead. And on your second adventure was indeed an important one, as a cult priest of Scylla tried summoning her to destroy the Sparrow. She was using a unique Pearl of Storms to do this, and as the party stormed her lair, it was Recklin, in desperation, that destroyed the artifact to stop the ritual. However, it cost Recklin his life. Inside the artifact, you discovered the way it was created, powered by 4 rings of the elements, 1 for each element: fire, air, water, and earth. They grant the wearer resistance to those elemental effects and a +2 armor class bonus. Before I continue on, so Recklin has passed. He was your leader. He was killed, but in doing so, in your service, the 4 of you will acquire those rings. I had already told you guys in character creation, getting a +2 magical armor class bonus. It is to these rings. However, didn't quite fully explain it because I want to make sure you guys get the story. These are how the rings are enchanted, but each of them has a different property. So the 4 of you must decide which of you are getting which ring, because there are different elements of elemental rings of each. So fire, air, earth, and water. So you guys can let me know who's carrying what.
I've heard of old stories about rings.
I'm a fire elemental adept, so it would be weird to carry a water one.
All right, so 3 others left.
I'll take Earth, as I'm a fighting barbarian. Fitting. Talking to myself. I'll take the Earth ring, I guess, unless there's any opposition.
Sure.
I guess I'll take the wind one. Changes like the wind, things like that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
All right. So each of you have resistance to any elements that are of those effects, as well as your +2 armor class bonus. And is what has kind of like brought your company together. All right, the isolated area where the wilderness dominates the landscape and civilized habitation is rare. The lodge survives through rangers and hunters, as well as some of the friends of the Fae. It is run by the friendliest halfling you could encounter, Sam Hollowhill, and his adopted human daughter, Sally. There's always several empty tables, and as travelers are faithful but very infrequent. Sam doesn't cook, but his honey ale is some of the best. All right, so you guys are at the last lodge at this time.
What did you say the magical properties of the ring were?
It gives you a +2 magical bonus to your armor class, which which you guys already factored in.
Okay.
And it's going to give you now resistance to earth for you. So whenever you take any type of earth type of damage, you're only going to take half that damage. All right. So Sam Hollowhill is working behind the bar, pretty much in his custom spot. Always eversly cleaning cups and glasses, tending a little bit of his stock of honey ale, because there's not really a whole lot for him to do. It's pretty much that cause. And Sally just kind of bounces around here and there. She serves whenever you guys get thirsty, to drinks, and then we'll settle them close by to a chair nearby. If someone starts talking, especially if they're talking of tales, she's always been pretty interested in hearing that. There are 3 other
How's that?
patrons that are in the bar, or in the tavern themselves.
Nice.
You have
Thank you.
one individual, he's on a table by himself. He, let's see here. He looks pretty much in a cloak. You kind of noticed him before. You know him as Ronald Hamlin. He has been a scout for the area for a long time. He pretty much gets hired quite a bit, especially with boats that kind of drop by and need people to get way upland, up in the top. And then the other 2 that you know of are Zaria and Trigger. And they're a bunch of adventurers. You've run into them once in a great while. You don't know them very well. You just know they kind of do a lot of stuff that you guys do, and they're just a pair that work like that. You 4 settle down at one of the tables, and we'll pretty much can kind of collect your thoughts, kind of also interact and kind of talk to each other, whatever you guys kind of plan, and also maybe to formulate how you're going to go forward. HK is going to kind of left to tend the boat that you guys kind of came in, take care of some supplies and things. So he may be rejoining you later, but he's not currently with you at this moment. So it'll only be the 4 of you that are left of this of the company of the White Flame.
That's Lee's character. Kind of hanging back.
That is Lee's character, yes. And HK is a warforged, so an armored living being.
Armored living being.
Yes.
Quite the ragtag bunch. I like the untouchable. I like it.
You are a very wild bunch of individuals, yes.
Well, me being a I guess I'm a retired military veteran. I'm always up for action. I've got nothing holding me back. I've got no family to speak of. I'm willing venture to destination. So, if you guys want to go out and about and searching, I'm on board. If we want to hang out here and throw back a few beers, down for that.
Well, I'm always up for a few drinks, but
A few drinks would be fine, but we should find paying work at
Just a
least.
few?
Something.
sure.
Paying work, yeah.
Like I said, one thing I might add, like you remember, your leader Recklin has passed. You have already mourned his situation and buried him away, but you now have really a void in leadership. So I don't know exactly how you guys want to kind of work the rest of your work. The original contract of the White Flame is 15% for all. That would be amongst 5 of you. And if you guys feel that someone should make more decisive decisions, you can also decide that before moving on.
1, 2, 3, not it for leader. I'd rather not discuss why, but I will abscond from voting for leader. 1 of you 3.
Well, I certainly don't think I could fill Recklin's shoes.
Nobody can.
Well, I guess if somebody has to be the face of the operation, you know, of course, for a higher percentage, but
All right.
naturally.
Well, I'm not going to mention
So
who,
then
but
we'll
somebody can put on any face they want for the situation. So that might be the best one for the.
Yeah, but that's the shadowy guy. I'm not the front guy.
Yeah, he's gonna do those stuff in the background. All right, cool. So you guys will get a few round of drinks. Pretty much. Always remember that Hollow Hill always gives you guys your first round for free.
Oh,
Hey.
I love this place.
My favorite
Yeah.
place.
It's awesome. He loves when you guys come by. He's always been a fan of you guys and he's been very friendly. And although a lot of it too is the fact that he isn't doesn't look like he could really afford it. Remember, like not many people come by here, but he still does it quite a bit. All right. Party members will be messaging me through secretly other little things or rule questions so we can keep this thing flowing. All right. Let's see if
I
can get
sent
little
in the
bit more
message chat.
information.
My character
Anything
had a
step-
bad experience with military. That
Yes, his famous honey ale is known as the Buttercup. It's
a lot of deaths.
amazing.
That's why
I
he
mean,
doesn't want to be.
It literally is a really good honey type of ale. So it is definitely worth the trip when you come down here because you guys have traveled quite a bit of the island. So this is definitely, you can see how it does survive, but it also is it is in a very inhospitable area of the island. So it is very good. It's not heavily intoxicating, but is very, very delicious to the drink. He does not have any food. Any rations or food that you guys want are just dry jerky that one of the hunters basically prepared for him and bring it in for you guys. So that's why he doesn't have a lot to do in a lot of cases. Just pour an ale when he's in service, and then the rest of the time is when he's prepping it. Okay. Is there anything you guys wish to do? Remember, there is his adopted daughter. Sally is not a halfling; she's human. She has brown, long, and curly hair. She's only 15 years old. She was very young when basically she was brought into Sam to adopt, and so she just basically kind of helps out and serves drinks. But she's got a huge curiosity with the outside world and what goes on with that. And then you have the other three patrons that are
There's
chilling,
nothing
having
good
their
in
own
that
drinks
outside
themselves.
world, child. Stay away. Stay here and stay.
Well, I don't know, Joe. There just seems to be much more excitement and beauty and magic. I hear a lot of magic.
Magic is impressive.
Dragons flying, all the spirits in the forest of the fae and the sprites and the elves. Sounds pretty magical to me.
Yeah. Fantasy. Not magic.
Many travelers bring in many stories of that, especially Zaire over there. She has many stories about the glorious wonders they find constantly.
Those wonders old or those wonders
We come back and
magical?
we don't remember the glorious stories, but it's the inglorious ones that happen while we're out there that we try to forget as soon as we leave the woods.
Here's to that. Drink to that one.
Aye.
All right. Would anybody like to do anything beyond their one ale? Did you guys want to order many?
I'll order another one.
Okay.
Let's
I
go
got
here.
pants for a reason.
You got. I say we go. Let's go hear some tales. I'm curious
Yeah, we can go
as
talk
to
to-
Zai and Trigger.
what
Talk
others
to
have
those
seen.
guys.
Sure. So Zyra is she is a wood elf. She's a female cleric of Artemis. She has long golden locks, blonde, with a brilliant emerald green eyes. Greetings again, Company of the Flame.
Fair day.
Greetings.
Hello.
Where's Recklin and his mechanical bodyguard?
Unfortunately, Recklin is no longer with us. He did not survive the last adventure. HK, on the other hand, is out with the boat. It'd take more than that to take him down.
Sorry for your loss. I didn't think anything could ever fell Recklin. He was quite the hero.
So, as you know, it is dangerous out there.
I do know indeed. Zaragos, I will put a blessing to Artemis for his soul. I'm sure he will find peace. He was a very impressive man.
Thank you, that's much appreciated.
What are you going to do now?
Keep on trucking.
That is something we have not decided yet. We'll carry on as the company, but our next destination, our next adventure is yet to be seen.
Well, there is much venture to the north. I'm hearing some of the area has been a little bit more liberated since a band of other heroes have stopped by and defeated a great green dragon called Old Venom. So there's much activity to the north if you take the road there.
Haven't been
Old
north in
Venom,
quite
you
some
say?
time.
Indeed.
Interesting. Sounds like north maybe a good direction to head. What about yourselves? You guys have anything lined up?
We're going to explore a little bit more to the far west. There has been another group of adventurers very, very far north, but they seem to disperse some werewolves, some rounding up that we need to do. So we're going to clear up a little bit more there, so the coast will be a little bit more accessible.
Fine work. Best of luck in that.
As well to you.
Be careful, werewolves can be dangerous.
Very dangerous, I hear.
Oh yes, we are quite aware. But Artemis will protect. Thank you.
Excellent. Let me buy you around to show our appreciation of the blessing.
Trigger goes, no, Larian. With the loss of Recklin, we will buy you around to keep his spirit and his heroism alive. It is well that you have not disbanded. His legacy is amazing. That's always good about you, Larian. You do know how to sell drinks around a great tavern like such as this.
Well, you gotta keep the places open. You like to drink, and I do like to drink.
Indeed, as do I.
You guys keep arguing over who's buying the rounds. I'll just sit here and benefit at all.
And enjoy them. So Joe gets, you guys get well up. And again, the liquor is, it's good. It's not potent. So there's no need to, you're not going to get really overly drunk and stuff like that.
All right, Matt dropping off is messing up my graphics.
Yeah. But that's right. All right. So there's nothing else really, guys? Anybody else want to do anything else? You guys want to sit at a table with Zarya and Trigger?
Yeah, I mean, I guess we can, eventually we'll, go to our own table to discuss what we want to do now that we have a little bit of information of, kind of stuff going on in the area.
Okay.
We can also, I mean, if you guys want, we could go talk to Hamlin, see if he's heard anything. He might have something else going that he's heard about.
Oh, the cloaked guy by himself there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He definitely looks like he has a
doing.
tail or two.
Yeah.
What?
Head over. Hamlin, good to see you. Mind if we have a seat?
I know you're going to do it anyways, so go ahead, everyone. Just sit your ass down.
I like this guy.
Well, you're too right. I was going to anyway. But I brought you a drink.
About your drink.
Well, at least you're courteous enough to bring me some ale. I do appreciate that from you. Although you'll be buzzing in my ear and giving me a bit of a headache, I hope this ale does soothe such dilemma that you bring to it.
It is one of the many fine properties of Buttercup. So, any news of adventures? Any goings-on in the area?
Well, I do know that there's some disturbance in the woods to the north, just a little close to here. I heard that you talked to Trigger about the old venom.
Yes.
So there seems to be some rustle in the woods pretty currently right now with the passing of that dragon, which is good for all of us. But you know how evil goes. When there's an opportunity, there has been a bit of sterns of control and looting from the lessers that were passed by the last band.
A little bit of a power void needs filling.
Everybody thinks they can be the next lord of an area every time. Always giving my ass problems, but it keeps me in business, keeping people safe up through the trails.
Yes, unfortunately, if we let evil take even a small root, it'll grow before we can weed it out.
And in these woods, they grow a lot.
Yes, indeed they do.
I do believe the old Venom's lair has been pretty well cleared, but there could be something in the leftover. I'm not sure. I mean, the battle was fierce. She was an ancient green dragon, so there could be quite a bit still scattered, and which is why the others might be kind of looking around for some remnants of control.
Yes, I'm sure at that age, quite the hoard was stashed away.
That's pretty much all I pretty much have heard. A lot of the other stuff is taken care of, especially what you guys are taking care of down the far south with that ritual priestess.
Yes.
Oh, you're too kind.
Your flattery won't go anywhere with me.
Well, as always, it was a pleasure talking with you, Hamlin. We'll leave you to your drink and your brooding.
Again, you're too kind.
Yes, I know.
Good luck.
Thank you. You too. We'll probably head over to kind of our own table to kind of powwow, see what we want to take for our next step.
All right.
Let you guys give your 2 cents on what you think we should do. Sounds like maybe going to the north would be a good idea.
Oh,
The
definitely.
north definitely sounds promising. We could use a few extra spoils ourselves to make sure we can get by. Find some work up that way.
Yes, I'd rather not go to the west and deal with werewolves. I've heard stories of some enchanting bards that fell under a werewolf spell.
Terrible things, I tell you.
He was quite the entertainer. It was tragedy.
That bard gets into every story, everywhere, every time.
He is legendary.
Legendary.
Or infamous might be a better word.
It's very true. All right. So you guys have your drinks. There isn't really lodging here. This is pretty much just the rooms, the meals and stuff. And you guys can head up north, pretty much.
Yeah.
I just need a patch of.
Don't need to search them out.
I always have company.
All right. So it's a little afternoon. You guys will you had your drinks, a little bit of extra food and rations in yourselves.
I'm gonna leave 5 gold for Hollow Hill as a tip.
Sam always gives you the nod and appreciation. Thank you, good sir. Thank you. Always love having you here.
As always, it was a pleasure. Till we return, keep one ready for me.
Will do. All right, so you make your move up to the north. Not too much long. You probably walk about 3 miles. Then you come upon a which appears to be a woodcutter's lodge.
Ah, interesting.
Do we know who lives here? I mean, this is not too far from where we hang our hats, so.
Looks like you remember it not having much, not being occupied before, and it looks like there is activity right now, as somebody might have moved in recently, like in a week or so. So
let's stop in and say hello.
As we approach,
as a carpenter.
As we approach, we don't want to be, sneaking around, so make our presence known.
Oh, speak for
Hello.
yourself. I'm sneaking.
Yes, you're always gonna skulk. But...
I mean, I'd seriously back away from the group a little bit if you're gonna call out.
Yeah,
because that's the kind of guy I am.
Go for it.
All right. So basically, coming around a bend in the trail, you spot a rough-hewn cottage off to the right side, 20 feet into the woods. A fence that has seen better days encircles the cottage. Its wooden gate facing the trail. From the stone chimney, a small wisp of smoke curls out. The cottage looks as though it has been neglected for some years. Green moss covers much of the walls, and holes can be seen in the thatched roof. And I need a perception check from everybody, please.
Perception.
Yes, indeed.
12.
12?
Yep.
Okay.
16.
12, 16.
Also
9
12.
for me.
10 for you? All right. Those with 12s and higher, you basically spot a pretty burly, older-looking guy.
We're annually rolling dice.
5 around age. Black hair, balding hair on the top, but a good full beard.
Honest system as we
Kind of like a tattered shirt, slack pants. He's got a good axe, cutting some wood to the side. Looks like he's getting things kind of rebuilt to the cottage. He quite doesn't quite hear you quite yet because he's banging away with hammer, nails, and sawing. So what would you guys like to do?
Just call out a greeting. Hello, good sir.
He looks up and goes,
Oi!
well met. Travelers. Not many folk make their way through the bleak woods. What business do you have in the forest?
Well, we're heading north on an adventure. Try to clean up the forest, the evil that has been stirring after ancient green dragon was slain. So we are headed that way.
Oh, yes. Old Venom, you mean?
Ah, exactly. You've
I
heard.
know of him.
I just returned myself. I used to live here years ago, until that ancient green dragon came in, Old Venom, she was called. Came and claimed the forest as her dominion. Traveled to greener pastures after that. I missed these trees something fierce after I left. When I heard a group of adventurers had killed Old Venom to be back. But this all might be for naught. I've heard a rumor. A green dragon wormling is said to be out in the eastern part of the wood. I don't know, but could Old Venom have laid eggs, and now one of them's hatched? That could lead to a new nightmare, my friends. If it is something that you are adventuring to, perhaps you could make sure that we don't get a repeat of that old bitch dragon that was out in the woods.
Oh,
Yes, it sounds concerning. We definitely wouldn't want just the new green dragon to take over.
Yeah, they're awful, awful beasts, those green dragons. And what they do to the woods lays complete evil. It's legendary what they can do to torment woods. I would definitely want not get one, kill it now before it ever grows into anything as powerful like Old Venom did. The amount of deaths, the bard still can tell dreary tales of such things.
So you said it to the east
That is correct.
of the forest? Thank you
Even
for the
freshly hatched
information.
wormling can be a difficult challenge.
You look hardy enough. I feel that you could probably take it.
Too
Appreciate the
kind.
confidence.
I am much a simple woodsman, but you definitely look much fierce adventurers that could handle such a beast.
All in a day's work. Sounds like something we should go take care of.
Anybody that's killed a dragon before, raise your hand. Ah, I see.
I
We're
can't
just
make that
people,
claim.
man.
Sorry, no.
I've read many books of others doing it.
Oh,
It is but a wormling, my friends. It is
I
a
stated
wormling.
a-
Very small.
Yeah.
Now,
I
if you
stayed at
kill
a
it now,
Holiday Inn
you'll
last
never
night.
become what Old Venom was.
Let's go.
Yes, it's definitely something better done now than later. That is,
Yeah.
Nip it in the bud, as it were.
that is certain. It will become more
Uh,
formidable each year that passes.
Might you have anything
no,
here that could assist in this adventure of possibly eliminating a wormling dragon?
I can make it a little profitable for you. I can, if you do allow me to live here by killing what may become the next heir of evil in this woods, I have found a very, very rare mushroom that you could take to some alchemists and sell. It's worth about, 300 to 400 gold in value to them, because I am able to know the forest and what I do there. So I can make it a little bit more worth your while because I'm sure it hasn't gotten anything because it's young, but it will be something that will be evil. So I'm willing to give you that if you destroy it. I can do nothing beforehand against the beast.
Sounds like a deal. I think that's acceptable.
Great, great.
Any little incentive helps, as it were. Well, I
Yes, young
suppose
adventurers always need good incentive. It even helping with their, the resources that are needed when hunting evil for the world.
yes, it is
Since
need
you've
proper
lived
reward.
here, since you've lived here and have returned after traveling, might you have a map of the area that we could borrow?
I do not have this woods is very difficult to map. It is very hard and thick. Um, I can only tell you that you need to go
Like
about in
Husky's
this
head.
direction, about northeast, and you will find the beast in that area somewhere. It will take much tracking and investigation.
If we don't find him, I'm sure he will find us, as it were.
I'm sure he may be hiding something, to be honest. It is just
Yeah.
a small thing
Yeah.
compared to its great mother. So it is not going to look for you easily. I think you might have to definitely track it. But when you track it, just be swift with your justice, or otherwise a terrible evil will return to us in many years to come.
Our justice is always swift. All
Well,
right.
I think we'll leave you to it then. I'm sure. Look forward to seeing your cottage all completed. Sure,
And when
it'll
it
look
is,
great.
and you've killed the dragon, I will prepare a mighty meal for you, as well as these mushrooms that will help you in your resources to stay a great adventurer.
Thank you. Well,
All right?
continue on our way.
You'll continue
We'll pass
on
this
your
way
way.
again.
All right.
So we'll head in the direction that he the general direction he pointed us out in.
All right. Before he leaves, he will tell you that there is a standing stone that will help you kind of pivot to where you need to go, and mark yourself to go further into the woods from the east point off the trail from there. So just as the woodcutter described, everyone can make an Arcana check at this moment.
15.
15.
14.
9.
No, 14. Matt?
Oh, just a 3.
Not even bother.
Not even paying attention.
Okay.
Not something I'm familiar with.
All right. So Valerian and Jung, you will know that the glyphs of the ruins seem to be Sylvan.
Ah, yes, Sylvan. That's right.
But they're pretty faded, and even if you do speak Sylvan, once
I
you
do.
figure out what they are, you can't really translate them. They're just too much of it's worn off to discern from that. So
And this
as
right
you
here,
figure-
I'm familiar with Dwarvish. This is stone.
Good call. All right, you enter into the bleak wood. The sound of birds grow less frequent, while each breath feels more stifled, as unable to penetrate the thick canopy of the wood. You follow the trail for over a mile as it weaves through the forest before it comes to an abrupt end. Oak, elm, and maple stand before you, as you must now leave the trail and venture into the wood. Who is going to lead the party through?
Be
I will.
probably big boy over here.
I'll lead
All right.
through.
So you're going to lead them. You're going to need to make a survival check, please.
Mute myself here. I will lead them. Survival. Wisdom. 9.
9. Excellent.
No, average.
All right. Average, very average. All right. So
I don't know
you,
these woods
start
yet.
going through the woods. About an hour. Everyone make a perception check, please.
In the woods.
Oof. Not as good that time.
7.
7.
Rocking a 4 over here.
Whoa.
We're falling asleep.
11.
Yeah.
Matt, what'd you get?
I think he said
Matt,
Matt, what'd
4.
you roll?
11.
11?
11 for me, yes.
Oh.
All right. So Rico and Matt, you kind of start noticing that some of the trees and the rock formation from where they rest against trees looks pretty familiar.
I think we've been in this area of the woods before.
Crap.
You two, it's just like a deep woods, man. You watching
Yeah.
birds, checking flowers, seeing some
Woods,
butterflies.
it's woods.
I've seen this
I don't
tree
wanna-
before.
I don't want to hazard a guess how long, but definitely within the last month or sooner.
Or sooner.
Great.
Huh.
So are we walking in a big circle?
Ovalish?
Oval or
There's definitely a right angle in there somewhere, but
egg shape?
Yeah. I might have made a wrong turn at that one stone that I didn't recognize as being dwarvish.
Well, that's the problem. It wasn't dwarvish. It was Sylvan. So
no, I just said that being familiar with Dwarvish, I've heard about stone. I can tell you about stone,
yeah. Well,
and that was definitely stone. I think you're right about the Sylvan,
so we.
All right. I'm sorry.
So well, I guess
maybe.
I guess
What
I
you
guess
might
we can get
realize
back
you
to
might
the
have
stone just by.
Interom's now he might be coming over his own path. You may make another survival check, Jew, to see where you're going. Get your bearings back.
Still a 9.
All right. Nope. After about another hour, all of you have seen that same tree now, full show.
Oh boy.
All right.
Yeah, we're definitely doing it wrong.
We have cleared this
I
area
think the gods
now.
are telling us that this is our campsite.
I was just clearing the area, making sure that this wormling was not in this general area. So I agree. We should bed down for the night, get rested, and proceed east in the morning.
What time
But
is
this
it?
area
Is
is
it
clear.
almost night, or is it like 1 in the afternoon?
It's about 6 o'clock right now. You still have a few hours before it gets dark. It's not dusk yet.
Or we could keep going.
Okay.
But this area is clear.
Yeah, I mean we might
Another perimeter.
we might be able to make it back to the stone, and then at least have that as a jumping off point to start from again tomorrow.
Stone's right there.
Yeah. I think we should probably be able to find that.
Yeah, it's right there.
Well, you guys have worn a pretty good. You've worn a pretty good trail for yourselves to kind of know that where you guys have all gone.
All right, so I think we should I guess we'll just make our way back to the stone and.
Okay.
Work
get a little
on it.
camp
See if you
going.
can decipher it.
Bearings back.
Yeah, and I'll study the stone and see if I can kind of decipher any of it. I do know Sylvan.
You'll go back into the woods. This time you'll roll your survival with advantage.
What's advantage do?
Roll 2 dice and take the highest.
Yes.
12. The highest.
12?
Getting better.
Getting better.
You're definitely going a lot more deeper into the woods. In about another hour, though, this time, through the trees, you spot a group of gray-skinned humanoids snarling and howling, dressed in thick animal hides, waving great axes and javelins in celebration. Standing with them looks to be a small giant with tusks protruding from its lower lips. It holds a spiked great club clutched in its monstrous fists. Gripped in its other hand is the end of a net. The creature trapped in the net thrashes about, struggling to escape as the orcs stab it with their javelins. The ogre swings its club, hitting the creature with a sickening thud, bringing what appears to be a centaur to the ground. What would you guys like to do?
We gotta go take these things out.
10 gold on the order.
Let's roll initiative.
Oh, I thought we're taking that.
Roll initiative.
16.
You get a plus. Get a 13.
18.
And 17.
Eye rollers. Yes.
All right.
Gonna give me some weighted dice.
All right. So we're looking pretty easy with this. Spoke. Okay, so Spoke, you are the first to act. What would you like to do?
So how many orc guys, and we have a giant guy?
You see 5 orcs with an ogre and a centaur and a net in between of the circle.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and perform assassinate on one of the orcs.
Okay.
Advantage on any creature who hasn't taken a turn. The hit becomes a critical. So I'm gonna roll
Performing
2d20.
assassinate check.
Nice.
That's a 20 dirty for my first roll and a 19. So 20 dirty. That's a hit. So it's a critical. 13 damage.
13. Okay.
Hacking some orcs.
You slice right up to him. You put it right through his back. It punctures his right lung. He drops to a knee, gurgling, spitting up blood immensely. He doesn't look like he's going to survive very long, but he is still alive.
Just ran into a band of orcs with an ogre. Hello.
Nope.
Okay.
Was that on the giant or just one of the regular?
Just one of the orcs.
Alexi.
So how far away are we roughly?
You guys they're pretty much about 15 feet away. You guys kind of got the drop on them.
Sounds like a good time. So far, so good.
Range, I'm going to back up about 30 feet
Okay.
to make sure that I'm not in direct line of attack here. And then I want to take around and try to identify the creature. Is it still thrashing? Is it still moving? I mean, the centaur, or does it look dead?
Give me a perception check.
Oh. Guys, we're capturing a centaur and
11.
We're gonna try to save it.
You think it could still be alive? I mean, you don't see any dismembered body parts, but it does look like it's he's not doing a whole lot at the moment. It's definitely heavily damaged, the centaur.
All right, so I need to get to that creature and prevent its loss of life. And so that was my action to back up and assess the situation, and now stating, and I'm intending to get to the creature to save it.
All right. So then it will be Joe, your turn. As you make your selfie.
All right, taking a picture of the screen. I am gonna go straight for the big guy because gotta go straight for the leader. Charging right in. Do I get any extra stuff in? Roll. What pluses should I be looking for attacking? Is that proficiency or anything, or just?
Yeah, it's usually a proficiency bonus added with your strength, and you also be +2 because of the longsword.
+2 because of the longsword, so that would be 14.
That's a hit.
Hit. 1d8 plus 3. 9 damage.
Okay. Did you want to go in rage? If you rage, you get a +2 to the damage, and you can use, because you're a berserker, you can do fury, which for your bonus attack, attack, another attack.
Yeah. I forgot right. Barbarian. I'm raging right after the ogre. Yeah.
He's a noob. We're trying to help him along. All right, so attack again.
All right, so another. Oh, only a 10 that time.
10? You come back, but he's able to deflect it with his club. So you cut one good cut into his arm. He catches. Now that he's caught sight of you, he was able to deflect it with his club.
I have him
Larry,
distracted.
you're next.
How are they arranged? There's the ogre or the
They're in a
giant?
circle. They're in a circle, pretty much, surrounding with this centaur in the middle. Spoke has moved up to one and stabbed an orc, and Joe has come up and he's battered at the ogre. So there's still 4 orcs that are not occupied, and they would be in a half moon circle around the centaur.
Okay, I'm gonna cast firebolt at the big guy.
The ogre? Okay,
Yeah.
roll.
17.
That's a hit. 17.
All right, and that is 2. Well, that's gonna be 8 damage.
8
Terrible.
damage. You blast at his chest, fire and singe explodes out from him. He howls in pain as he was looking at Joe, surprised that how that basically attacked him from a distance and far. Now, do you have any other bonus actions you want to do, or is that it?
Nope, that's it.
All right.
Not Joe. How are you going to make me rage more?
All right, so 2 orcs are going to jump you, Spoke. The one that's basically dying is going to attack you first.
Basically.
If I take damage, I'm going to use a reaction.
Okay. So I'll use him first.
All right.
He will hit you.
So I'm going to do Uncanny Dodge to have damage on that.
All right. It's a good thing you do. So you normally would have taken 14 damage. You're going to take 7 instead.
Yeah, I like that.
And
the second one will attack you. Now being a second, he has advantage. You will be hit again. And you will take 7 more points of damage.
Do you not use the dice that you use in the other campaign with Jeff?
I actually got another dice. So we'll see how that goes. I'll see if I can find some bad dice. All right. I picked up another bad die. We'll see how that goes.
Fine.
The ogre is going to attack you now, Jew. Hey, that might have actually been the way to go. If he misses you, and 1 orc is going to help him.
He's raging.
He didn't go reckless though, and he misses you as well. The other 2 orcs are going to drag the centaur away, and the other one is moving around to apparently get to throw a javelin at you, and you, Alarian, and he's going to fire away. And he's going to hit you.
I'm going to cast, as a reaction, cast Shield. That's going to add 5 to my armor class. So it becomes a 19. Okay.
As you see that coming, it's going straight for your chest. You quickly reaction, put up your hand, and it deflects from an invisible barrier in front of you. And then we go back up to the top to you, Spoke.
Okay. I'm going to take a cunning action to move, let's say, 20 feet away from the orcs that I was being attacked by, with cunning action doing the disengage action for me. And then I'm going to pull out short bow.
Okay. Who are you shooting?
Same guy I was shooting before.
The guy you're stabbing? Okay, go for it.
Yeah. 15.
That's a hit.
Sweet. 7 damage.
All right, you basically quickly pull away, grab the bow out, fire on the run. It goes right through his throat. He gurgles and spits blood and falls over. He's no longer moving anymore. So that orc is deceased. And now we go to Alexei.
Oh, hold on before you go again. Actually, never mind. I take it back.
Okay.
Go ahead.
All right, seeing that there's 2 orcs trying to drag the centaur away, I'm going to cast an Eldritch Blast. At my level, I get 2 beams, and I can either focus on one target or split. So I'm going to send 1 beam to each of the 2 orcs.
Okay.
And then once I fire that off, then I'm going to give chase and move after.
All right.
So we're going to call them orcs A and B for my attack. So orc A is a 12 to hit, and orc B is 19 to hit.
Oh, sorry. The 12 misses, the 19 hits. So you got orc B.
And that will do 8 points of radiant damage.
Ooh. All right. He
Force damage.
Okay. He screams in pain, and they kind of stumble and slow down, trying to move the centaur. As the other one just whistled past orc A's head. Anything else you want to do?
Now I'm going to use my movement to start to chase after.
Okay. So now we go to Ju. Rico, you are next.
Still taking on the ogre.
All right.
2 attacks.
Yep.
I gotta play. 13.
That's
No,
a
I
hit.
can't roll. That's a hit.
a
8 plus 3. 6 points.
Okay.
I need a better weapon. Second attack.
Yep.
13 again.
That's a hit.
And 7 points.
7 points.
Hack and slash, hack and slash, hack and slash.
All right. You cut right into his flesh. Blood pours up over from his belly and from his arm. He's bleeding and he's howling in pain, and he's looking to definitely to smash you down. Alarian, you're next.
I'm going to cast Firebolt at the orc that is carrying the centaur that didn't get hit last time.
Okay. Cool.
Oh yeah, that's a good. That is 26.
That's definitely a hit.
9 points of damage.
Oof. All right. You blast him. You see the chest. He's now reeling back. Both of them kind of lost grip on the net carrying the centaur. They both staggered. They're both very hurt too. You guys have mostly jumped him pretty good. All right, so back to them. The ogre getting my bad die for a Jew. Didn't help you this time. Those help you. All right, Jew, you take you take 5 points of damage, but you're raging, so that's going to be half. So you take 3. Three total, yeah. And the orc will attack you. He's also going to hit you. All right, the orc behind you took a good chance of advantage when you got stunned a little bit by the ogre. He's able to put his battle axe hard into your back. You would have taken 15 points of damage, which will be reduced half to 7. You're pretty wounded there. Spoke, the orc that was attacking you originally, now they're quick and close ground on you very quickly and attacks you. And he will, you're too quick, and he misses. The orc that threw the javelin now pulls out his battle axe, and he's going to jump at you, Alarian. And he is going to hit. Not very well, though, but you take 4 damage, Alarian. The other 2 orcs kind of get themselves recovering, and they're much more quicker with haste, trying to pull the centaur away. And that will go right back to the top of the round to you, Spoke.
All right. I guess I go back to stabbing orcs. That guy right in front of me.
All right. The rapier comes back out.
13.
Hits.
Nice. Just. I'll take just. Just counts. 6 damage though.
Yeah, it goes into his abdomen. He's bleeding and staggers from the shock of the attack. All right, Alexei, you're next.
So there's still two orcs pulling the centaur away. I'll again lance one with each with a ray from my Eldritch Blast as I'm closing the distance here.
Okay.
So attack first and then move. So orc A is 18 to hit, and orc B is 23 to hit.
Definitely.
So orc A will take 3 points of force damage,
Okay.
and orc B takes 8 points of force damage.
All right. You blast Orc A, what you're now calling him. He takes one on the shoulder, staggers basically down to his butt. The other one takes it straight in the nose, and you hear his neck snap back. He just drops to the ground. He doesn't look like he's moving anymore.
He got
And
one.
then I finish up
and then you,
my action by moving towards the
all
centaur.
right, you are right there on top of him and the body of the centaur. All right. Jew, you are next against the ogre.
Quick question. Under my damage, I've got 1d8 plus 3, but in parentheses, I've got 1d10 plus 3. What that difference is? Does
That's your
versatile?
battle axe. If
Use
you
long sword two-handed.
Okay.
If you don't have a shield, use it two-handed and do the D10.
Ah, I don't have a shield, so I'm going to start doing d10. Okay, still
right.
going after the ogre, because he's still standing.
I might add, you can also go reckless, which means you attack with advantage, but anything attacking you also attacks with advantage.
Not reckless. Very controlled.
Okay. All right, so go ahead.
Take out this ogre's knee. 19.
That's a hit.
And 12.
12.
12 damage.
You definitely nail it into its leg pretty badly. Second attack.
And second attack, can I go after the orc? He's close enough, obviously, because he's hacking into me. Right, so second attack at the orc.
Yeah.
Woo! That's a 24.
That's a hit.
Only 5 points to the orc, though.
5 to the orc.
My rolling's getting better. Slightly. Slightly.
All right. Just want to check on you, Rico. I forgot to remove him because I put your level. I know you're new.
I'm new.
All right, you actually get one more attack because remember, at 5th level you have an extra attack built in, and then with Berserker, your bonus action is Fury, which is another attack. So you can be attacking 3 times during your radius. So you have one more attack.
Okay, I'll take it. I will swing
Orc
back
or
towards
ogre?
I'll swing back to the ogre on this one. So basically,
All
hack, flash, come back for another hack.
Come back.
7.
Yeah, that's a miss then. Okay, Alarian, you're next.
I wasn't expecting a third shot.
We'll just reach out, cast a close range fireball right in this guy's face.
A fireball to one orc?
No, firebolt, not fireball.
Firebolt. Okay. All right.
That is 13.
That's a hit.
Oh. 6, 12.
12. All right, he drops dead.
Yeah, melted his face.
Explode from that. All right, so we got one orc left. That's pretty much left carrying, attacking Rico, and we have one left near the body. The other ones are all dead. All right, that is now their turn. The ogre attacking you back. Oh, very bad. All right, the ogre has been wounded so badly, Jew. He swings down, and you kind of block him, and the club goes right into the earth, just dropping down to the ground. He almost falls to a knee because he's just bleeding out so badly from all the blows he's taken from you.
The
other orc scrambles off his butt, realizing the situation is terrible, and he's looking to run away. Alexei, you have an attack of opportunity on him.
I have a reaction opportunity attack as well.
Well, that's lucky for him. Really, I'm just going to try to kick him. I really got nothing.
You should
Okay.
kick him when he's down.
Natural one.
Gotta be max die roll. So you look the kick. You kind of glances behind a little bit, maybe help push him along even faster, and this orc takes off well into the woods.
I have
Don't you come back!
I have an opportunity attack as well for reaction.
No, he's
not on that
the one that was dragging the other one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you have the other one that's he's still fighting you.
Yeah.
He's going to take a swing at you, and he's going to miss. So it's going to go back up to Spoke. You have no orc on you. There are the ogre and orc on Jew, and that's the only two you see.
All right. I'm gonna go maneuver myself, so I'm kind of hiding behind him, using my bonus action to do the hide action, so that I can do sneak attack when I shoot my bow at him.
Okay. Roll. You gonna attack the orc or the ogre?
The ogre.
Okay.
Sure. Ogre's almost dead.
Well, hopefully. So that is a 25.
All right. You move that you believe into a position, and that pretty much
that's
he doesn't
4d6.
A 4.
that would be great, right? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 damage.
12 damage. All right, you fire an arrow. It pretty much is like slightly in the side of its face. Blood is pouring. Its eye just collapses from loss of vision from it, and he's just gurgling blood. Aleski, your turn.
So I'm going to use my normal action to break out a healer's kit and tend to this centaur's wounds. So the centaur will recover 10 plus its hit dice. So if it's a 1, 2, or 3, or 4 hit dice, whatever, 10 plus its hit dice and hit points back. And I can see blood flying over there at the ogre. How bad does my companion look hurt?
Which one? Jew?
Yeah.
He's not too bad off because he's raging, so he takes half damage every time he gets walloped on.
I have not missed a beat.
So I've seen him in this condition before, and I don't really think he's in danger.
Yeah, Spoke is probably about the best wounded. I think he's about a quarter from his attacks. That's about the worst of their group.
The best wounded.
I'm not even that bad.
But he's hidden. I can't even see him.
But he's not that bad.
You get an award.
All
right, then I don't need to use a bonus action at this point. So my action is to tend the centaur and with the healer's kit.
All right. So then we go to Jew.
Kneeling ogre must get his head chopped off.
Yeah.
17.
You have advantage on attacking him.
I don't know what that means, but I got a 17.
Well, you get to roll 2 dice and choose the best. That's advantage.
Oh, well, now that you say that, how about a natural 20 for the second dice?
And how do you
And
kill him?
a 10 plus 3, 13, I chop off his head. He's kneeling in front of me, gurgling blood.
You just lop off his head. It is weird expression with a bolt in his, still half in his eye and skull, in his high skull, hits to the ground, rolls. The body just tilts to the side and thumps hard to the ground. You still have 2 attacks on the orc behind you.
Aha! I will upswing, decapitate the orc from the groin to the head. It's a 17.
That's a hit.
And what am I doing? Plus 3. 12.
And you do exactly that. You go from groin to head and cut him in half, and he, in a shocked expression, also drops to the ground.
Woo!
You have succeeded. The combat is over. There is nobody left standing against you.
Huzzah!
Ah!
No. It's a little Dresden. That's how I get.
Wait, where's that one orc that ran away? Can we still see him?
No, he's gone.
Damn it, I was going to throw an ogre head at him.
Fish gong.
That's the whole of it.
Alexi twisted his ankle trying to kick him in the butt, and he got away.
I find a tree and I
as you
mount the ogre's head.
The female centaur says, "Thank you for saving my life. My name is Alaho, and I'm in your debt." She's a very old centaur in age. Basically, she'll quickly tell you that she was by herself because as they get older, they're kind of left behind from the herd because you just can't slow the herd down. So we're left on our own to kind of make our way, and I got jumped by these band of orcs and ogre. But I thank you. There's anything I can do for you, please. I will do what I can.
If you continue west, might run into a carpenter's cabin. Perhaps he can find you a place to rest and shelter.
Oh. Thank you. I will do so.
Maybe,
Don't just confuse her.
do you, as one with the woods, do you know anything about the standing stone over there that looks very old? The cliffs on it are worn away.
There are Sylvan elves that frequent in the woods area here, so they like territorial markings, warnings, to let you know, travelers or of their tribes, what to be expecting of the area. What are you in the woods for?
Well, we have heard that there's a green dragon wormling to the east that we're going to go clear out, and, help keep the forest safe.
Oh, I see. So you know where this wormling is?
No, we're gonna have to track it down.
Oh.
Have you heard anything of where it might be?
I just kind of move around from here and there. I've not heard of anything but of the old dragon that was somewhat here. But I could take you to someone that I know definitely knows the woods well. It would be my way to pay you back for saving my life.
We would appreciate that greatly.
Yeah.
Be great.
Great. Well then follow me. And she kind of gets up because you've healed her pretty well, and makes a slow trek through the woods. And this time, you will not see trees that are.
Yes, we have somebody leading the way that knows what they're doing.
Someone want to hook me up with a heel while we're walking around? Okay.
All right. You want does Alexi want to do some healing?
Yeah. Yep. Let me just double check what I do here.
Dungeons and Dragons.
So this is a Cure Wounds spell. 5, 10, 13, plus 3, so 16 points of healing.
Feed doggos.
Okay. That should bring you back to full health, right?
Probably won't eat, but so they have.
I'm sorry, what?
Anybody else? So Joe, that should bring you back to full health. Jude?
How much?
16?
13?
Oh, God.
16.
Yeah, I was only down.
Okay.
I'm only down 4, so I'm all set.
Spoke, you all set, or are you asking for healing?
I'm all set.
Okay. He's a tough guy. He's all good. Okay.
To let you know, and this is something that the party would know, since we've worked together before, I have 2 very strong healing spells, and I recover them every short rest. So,
Here's my.
as long as we can take a quick rest after an encounter, I can refresh and get back up to.
We can also heal during a short rest as well. So.
Ushayong,
Probably
shouldn't
do that
Barbarian,
anyways.
level 5.
Well, this way you can save dice with this in case he goes down.
Yeah.
So that part of it. Because he's going to recover the spell slot instantly after, anyways. All right, so Alaho leads you deeper into the forest. You travel for many miles, twisting and turning through the dense woods on a general southeasterly course. The shadows cast by the trees intensify as the sun begins to set. We shall rest here for the night, Alaho calls as you enter a small glade filled with a blooming white trilliums and violets. A small standing stone sits at the center of the glade, the carvings worn smooth with age. The stone marks the glade as a safe place. So long as we bring no harm to the forest, no harm shall befall us here. I will go out and gather wood for a small fire. In the meantime, please rest.
Okay, so
Glade.
Pop out my bedroll and plop down.
okay, well, we probably don't want to all go to sleep at the same time.
Why? Not harming the
And
forest,
so
the
this
forest
is-
won't harm us.
Yeah,
Take her for her word.
still,
I sleep with-
we probably
I sleep
don't
with
want to
my
all sleep at
sword.
the same time. Who has...
Who wants first shit?
So this is really going to be our campground for the night.
Yes.
So before we getting to rest here, who else is still injured?
I am.
I'm down 4. You're down more than that.
I'm down 14.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to cast my other Cure Wounds spell.
I thought he was
Spoke.
best wounded.
5, 8, 9, and 3 is 12 to heal up
Sweet.
on Spoke. And then I will. I have a healing light ability, so I can bathe an individual in light and offer some healing there. So Spoke, you can take back another 6 healing.
That'll put me at full.
All right, and then 2 points, and we'll use a third die, so 4 points total for Aileron.
That's all I needed.
So everybody's now fully healthy from magics in this
Yep.
rest.
And so I'll recover the healing light. So that's I basically just create an aura of light around you that heals you, and that I will recover after the long rest. So that'll be fresh in the morning.
Okay. As you do all that, Alaho returns about a half hour with a load of wood for a fire. She'll offer to take the morning watch for the group if they set up a watch schedule. So what would you guys like to do with that?
I'll take first watch.
So you want to take it with her or tell her? She's willing to do the first one.
Oh, then I'll take the second watch then.
Okay.
I'll take the deepest part of night I can see in the dark.
All right.
Yeah. The last 2 are human, so we're not seeing anything in the dark.
Okay. You do break it up in about 3. All right. So pretty much in the morning, Alana will have gotten up a little earlier for the last part of the watch with Aletsky and get the fire. There was nothing to happen, as promised. The woods never came up to attack you or cause you inconvenience of any sort. So you guys all got full rest, regardless, and all healed up. And then she says, okay, you guys are all rested. The person that you need to get your information is on his way. Again, I thank you for everything that you did to help me, and I will bid you a farewell. You just need to remain here.
Well,
All right.
take care of yourself. Thank you.
Thanks again. I will never forget your generosity. And she goes off into the woods. In about let's see, in about 15 minutes, a giant oak tree on the edge of the glade shakes and stirs as if coming awake. High up the trunk of the tree, the bark separates as 2 eyes open, staring down at you. A deep, slow voice emanates from the tree. Who are you? What business do you have in my wood?
We were guided here by Alejo, the centaur, and we were waiting to meet someone she told us would help us.
I am Oakenstep, tree guardian of the bleak wood. What is it that you seek?
Holy Grail. Oh.
We seek we're seeking out a green dragon wormling that has been causing trouble in the forest.
I watched acorns grow to saplings, mature, die, and fall during old Venom's reign in the forest. Many parts of the forest remain corrupt, turn to blight, and rot because of her presence. A wood elf found a dragon's egg and in secret allowed it to hatch.
Yes, we would like to prevent another old Venom from destroying this forest.
Where might we find
That is why we seek the wormling.
A great trial was held to determine the fate of the elf and the wormling. The birds sing that even a hag mother was allowed to speak.
What was the result of the trial?
The elf was punished, their names stricken from the scrolls of history, their fate magically sealed so no one who know what judgment was passed may speak it.
Hmm.
The
You know,
wormling
That
was
that
never
sounds
found by the
particularly
court.
unhelpful for anybody trying to not do the same mistake.
The wormling was never found by the court, but I believe I know where it lairs. Tiny creatures of the wood chitter and chirp of a place too dangerous to roam, for a cunning predator stalks the area.
sounds like the exact place we need to go. Did you direct us to this place?
If you continue northeast, you will come to a creek. Follow the creek upstream. Look for an old willow tree sundered by lightning, yet which still endures. You will find the wormling there.
So this council obviously punished the wood elf. So the destruction of this
Like how they
wormling,
give
this
directions
potentially evil
in the New
threat,
England
is
area.
not a problem to this
Turn
council,
right at the red
or
barn.
would the loss of life be an issue?
The council's reasons are fully unknown to me. All I know is the elf was punished for taking the egg and allowing it to become born.
Well, hopefully we don't step on anybody's toes, but we can't allow another evil presence to take over this wood.
That would be poor.
Thank you for your counsel and your direction. It's much appreciated. Is there
To help
anything?
none of the creatures in my wood, you will have my generosity.
Thank you. Is there any other advice you may have?
I am just a guardian of the wood. If you will help the woods and do no harm to it, I will be a friend and help where I can from what I have heard.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much. We will prevent another old venom from plaguing your forest.
Sounds good.
All right, so let's gather up our stuff and head northeast.
Okay.
Direction
Who's
that he
leading?
gave us. The big fella.
The big fella leading. All right. Jew.
Wizards don't stand in front.
Wizards don't stand in front.
I'm the leader.
Way.
Can't have the intelligence guy being taken out by
All right.
point.
So we seek the dragon formerly owned by the Voldemort Wood Elf guy. Sorry,
We're going to head northeast until we get to a creek.
all that upstream.
Think you can handle that? Think you can handle that?
Oh yeah, no problem. No problem at all. I know these woods like the
Northeast.
back of your hand.
Just as long as you know, just as long as you can tell northeast, that's all I need.
Give me a survival roll.
Northeast. Still a 9. I think we're going this way.
Are you still rolling 9s?
Yeah, 7 plus 2. So.
After an
Literally
hour,
every roll.
you come back to the glade. Oakenstep is just looking at you curiously.
This area is clear. There is nothing to fear. This area has been cleared.
Even I'm
The
getting
other-
tired of these perimeter checks.
Hey,
The other northeast.
Hey, Oakenstep. Which way is the creek?
You do not have a good guide in your party.
Not familiar with these
Yeah, we're-
woods. They are thick
You're
and
not.
tough, like Alex's head. It's hard to navigate.
I see.
Maybe we go this way. Sorry, I don't have a compass. And the trees block the sky.
Yeah,
I can't follow the stars.
Arm comes down, and then out, parting from his hand and branches, a large kind of stick drops in front of you.
Ooh, a dowsing
This
rod?
may help you on your way.
I take the stick.
It is known as the Rod of the Ent.
Okay.
Just understand the directions I gave you, and it will point you in your way.
Very well. I take the rod.
Thank you. Thank
and
you.
Northeast we shall go. Thank you, Oakenstep.
The rod glows a green at the tip, and kind of like pulls you into the direction that you go. As you lead the party through, you feel when you wanted to take that right again, even though you're pretty sure you saw that tree, the rod of this thing is pointing you to go past that and continue to kind of go forward and navigate your way through this bramble of trees and things.
Knew it was this way the first time.
Still doing your D&D.
All right. The weather has changed. A thin mist falls, making the air damp and chill. The dense brambles in this part of the forest tug at your cloak and tunic as you seek the creek spoken of by Oakenstep. All right. Pretty much soon, you come to the sound of flowing water heralds your approach to the creek. You finally see it ahead, winding its way amongst the trees growing along the stream bank. Traveling upstream, you soon come to a deep, moss-covered ravine carved out by the ceaseless flow of the creek over the centuries. The echoes of rushing water surround you as the stream cascades down a series of waterfalls. At the top of the ravine, to the right side of the waterfall, you make out a stone tower. The walls appear to be partially collapsed on the left side nearest the top of the waterfall. A narrow trail runs along the stone ledge up the ravine towards the tower.
really want to go explore that.
It's kind of going up pretty much past that. Anyways, you're tugging.
All right. So we're
Are we
going by
supposed
it
to go for
anyway.
the willow?
Are we
Yeah.
seeing any kind of occupation of this tower? I mean, any smoke, any...
No, it's definitely it's weathered down and beaten. It definitely looks like it's been abandoned long ago, much like a lot of stuff you've been finding in the woods before.
Well, if nothing else, that could be a defensible camp location.
It's still early in the afternoon.
Yeah, I don't think we need a camp yet.
Still nice to know it's there.
Yep.
You take a few steps moving forward, and then I'm going to need everyone to make a DC Wisdom saving throw, please.
Ooh, yeah, baby.
What?
20.
16.
Straight up wisdom?
Wisdom.
8.
Matt.
Wasn't a 1.
Sure. I take it you also rolled lower than Matt?
Yeah.
Oh, uh-huh.
Okay. So,
Yeah, I rolled low.
there's like, you hear a bit of birds singing and chirping, and then there's definitely a strong melody that starts kind of cascading over the waterfall of this down into the creek. As you kind of notice, Drew no longer really is paying attention much to the rod, and he starts to kind of just go off to the side and start climbing up to the ravine. And brushing past you spoke is Alesky. He just kind of like feathers up and kind of like moves alongside him, pushing you aside. Both of them just be heading off. They never said anything to you. They're just walking off.
Where are you guys going? What are you doing?
As they kind of blow past me, I try to like grab onto his shoulder, like, "Hey, where you going, buddy?"
All right. You're pretty surprised. They kind of brush you off, and they're not talking to you, and they're kind of get about 10 feet, 15 feet past you guys, just continuing to go, and they're starting to do a slow walk climb up this passage on the side they look like they're going toward the tower. Maybe they saw something, you're not sure, but they're definitely not talking to you, and they're both moving with purpose. And there's this
I don't know,
weird
Wizard
melody.
Man. Do you have anything that can stop a charm or something? Like I'm
Yeah,
like
you hear
trying
this
to like
weird melody
keep up with
that's
them.
also going up.
I am trying to keep up with them, but like trying to figure out a solution too.
Okay.
Lovely melody.
Makes me want to climb a tower.
Yeah, I don't know. We just try to keep up with them at this point, trying to snap them out of it.
All right. Well, they're just moving along pretty quick.
Bopping along.
Hugh is he's ahead, and he's pretty well built, so he's moving at a pretty decent clip, going up the ravine side. They get about 3/4 of the way up there, and then out of the tower shoot two flying beings. They look human in some degree, except talonous feet, but brownish wings protruding from them. And you can definitely, the two of you spoke in Alarian, can hear the melody coming directly from them. Both of them are now doing this, and both of those two are now looking at them and looking like they're going to go try to fly to them. So, Matt and Rico, please roll another wisdom save.
Get more wise this time.
17.
21.
Okay. As you kind of turn and look, then you realize that, oh my god, I would have stepped off to my death and fell. You now visibly see these two flying creatures pretty much in the air. Everyone roll initiative.
16.
7.
7.
17.
10.
All right. So, Larian, you're first.
I'll just shoot a firebolt at one of them, with the closest one
Okay?
to me, since they're in the air.
Roll.
That is 22
That's a hit.
and 18.
Oof. It screeches in pain from the blast. And Alesky.
Well, I'm a little concerned about this this ravine right here, so I'm definitely going to back off of the ravine.
Okay.
And again, I'll move back out of the combat range, and I'll actually cast Mage Armor on myself.
All right. You arm it up. Jew.
Yes. What am I looking at? I just stopped myself from walking off an edge.
Yeah, these two flying creatures, very humanoid, but with brownish wings and talon feet, were trying to lure you to walk off a ravine
And
from the
flying.
melody singing.
What's the distance?
They're flying now over the ravine. Yeah, you would have went to them. So.
I've got nothing I can do if they're distant.
Okay.
I would
You
just.
can ready an action if they come at you, then you can attack them.
Yeah, I'll ready and back away from the ravine so I'm not deaf.
All right. Spoke, what would you like to do?
Short bow.
All right. The wounded one or the fresh one?
Wounded one, please.
All
13.
That's a hit.
Sweet. Five damage.
Okay. It goes right into its lower leg. It's screaming again. Then both of them kind of look at each other and just like they don't want anything to do with you, and they fly off into the horizon.
Yeah, you get out of here, you hear?
You have scared them away. All right, what would you guys like to do? You're on the. They don't look like they're coming back. You guys are on top, almost nearly up the ravine. Of course, you guys are actually not too far from the tower.
Yeah, we might as well go to the tower since we've made it this far.
All
I'm just gonna take a quick glance around and see if, since we're kind of getting up at a higher elevation, if I can see the.
See if we have a
willow
gift
tree.
shop or something.
Yeah. Well, that's at the exit, but I'm just gonna look and see if I can see a willow tree that's been split by lightning.
Oh
yeah.
Perception?
Yes.
That is 15.
All right. You think something probably about 90 feet away looks like it could be this willow tree that you're looking for, because it's pretty large.
Okay, so I'm just gonna tell everybody, I'm like, yeah, looks like the willow tree we're looking for might be right over there. The Oakenstep did say that the wormling would be near that tree, so we should be ready for it. We don't know; it could be in this tower for all we know.
What were those flying things?
Do we recognize what they were? Probably harpies, I'm guessing.
Yeah, some kind of harpy-esque.
Wondering if that's a
Give me a history
precursor
check.
of other stuff.
History check 12. That'll give you the answer.
18 for a history check.
You definitely know they were harpies.
I'm good at history.
Are harpies common to be hanging around dragons?
Luring with a siren. All right. So you guys are near the top of the tower. What are you guys doing near the tower?
I'm just
You found the tree.
I'm just gonna
look around and
just do like an investigation around.
look for any damage to trees, anything that looks out of whack.
is it just like a open tower? Are there rooms or anything? Or
Well, you can go inside. The door doesn't look like it's a weathered, broken piece of thing. It's not even a barrier. It's been like sundered through, and you guys can easily go inside of it. And you see nothing on the outside of it at all.
all right, I'd like to cast detect magic.
Okay.
Fancy.
You know it.
There is something in the side corner as a faint glow, apparently under some debris.
All right, I'm gonna go and dig it out.
All right.
See
Inside
what it
the
is.
tower, the smell is thick with the stench of decay. The air buzzes with large black flies swarming amidst the rotted timbers, bones, and hides of the harpies' kills littering the ground. Your detect magic draws you to a pile of debris, and you fumble around it to get to where that thing is, and you locate a potion that is apparently magical. So, a little bottle.
Interesting.
This place does not appear sanitary. I would not want to stay in here too long.
Anybody else like to do anything else?
Well, let me.
I'd take a look around the place if we're getting inside.
Investigation check, please, Spoke.
Oh, yeah. So, sorry. 14.
14. You look around and there's definitely clutter, decay. You find a couple bones of probably bodies of about 6 people.
All right.
You're not sure if they're human or not. They looked humanoid, but you're not sure if they're human or orc or elf maybe or something of that nature. Not much of them is complete.
All right, I'm gonna cast Identify on that potion to find out what it is.
It is a potion of greater healing.
That could come in handy.
Yeah, we do. Oh, show.
All right, you guys
I'm
are
gonna
all.
I'm gonna give the potion to Zhao to because he takes the brunt of attacks, and he could.
Okay.
He's our tank.
Not the one that got beat up the most last time. I'll take it.
Just in
Well,
case
I'm
you
gonna
get
be-
it.
Well, FYI, I'm gonna be behind you, so I'd like you to not die.
Fair.
Yeah, you're the center point, Rico, where pretty much everything kind of relates off of where you are. The Spoke's
Fair.
going to head off to the front. Lexi's going to do healing. So that you're gonna get a lot of the brunt of things down the road here. Anybody like to do anything else?
Good for you.
Nope.
Well,
Good.
I'm not sure that more than one monster would want to inhabit this, but I would think if there's a dragon in the area, we're looking for some kind of cave system or underground system. Perhaps
Well-
we need to check for a basement in this tower.
Well,
Roll
we
another
should.
investigation. Matt, go ahead, roll an investigation then.
I'll be right back.
Well, it's my idea. I'll check for it. Investigation is actually pretty decent for me, except today. It's an 11.
Okay. There just seems to be, the floor is definitely solid. You don't find another trap door. This seems to be just a small watchtower, nothing too elaborate.
We should probably make our way to the tree. There could be a system underneath
Yeah.
the tree that it could live in. A large tree like that.
And we only scared these creatures off. I mean, they'll come back here to their lair at some point, so we may not want to be here.
Yep.
Mm.
Yep.
Okay.
I think we should
Oh.
make our way to the tree.
All right. Not too far behind this.
We're sending Zhao in, by the way.
How was that?
We're sending Zhao up to the tree. Go ahead and check out that tree.
Yeah, all right. All right, so wait for him back, but this is pretty much easy for anything else. All right, so at last you see the lightning-sundered willow tree, 90 feet ahead beside the bank of the creek near the base of a rocky hillside. Much of the exposed wood is blackened, yet the tree continues to live, its wispy branches bowed with green leaves. All right, so what would you like to do?
Kind of look around the base of it, kind of search around the base, see if there's anything that stands out.
Walk up to it?
Yeah.
Okay. What did I miss? What did we find?
You going up to the tree
We went
now?
up to the tree.
Ah, yes. Yeah, I fell into that.
Okay. All right, you start moving toward the tree.
Willow.
I need someone to roll an investigation check who's leading you up to the tree.
Yeah, said I was doing it.
Okay.
Crap, only a 10.
All right. You look around. There's a lot of earth and stuff kind of moving around. You don't see anything right off. You feel like you're in the right spot, but you're not seeing anything right off the bat here.
I said only a 10 because I have a +7 to investigate.
Oh, jeez.
You guys make the rolls interesting for the story here. That's for sure.
I'll investigate with him.
Talk about
Alright,
my
go ahead.
Oh,
navigations.
one off the table. 16 plus
Sorry.
5, 21.
You are near there's a small hole burrowed beneath the tree. A faint acrid smell comes from the hole.
It smell like poison.
Yeah, it's got that type of. You have the experience in that network. It definitely sounds very foul and of that sort of nature.
Folks got experience in
Kind of like,
different
guys,
holes.
come
Good to know.
check this out. Come sniff my hole, guys. Check this out.
Take your word for it.
I didn't-
looks pretty foul.
I didn't think it was possible, but it smells even worse than I thought.
Alright.
How big is the hole? Like,
It's
is that
pretty
like
large.
are we
You're not
like
trying to-
crawling into it, or?
You could crawl into it to find out exactly how big. It's underneath the willow tree, so.
You can stick your face in it.
Yeah, going up the hole.
Going first really isn't my forte.
All right, you going first, Spoke?
No, absolutely not.
No, he's going next.
Toss like a torch or something down there and see if it
That sounds
Yeah,
like a good plan. I
how
like
deep
that.
the hole is.
Do you have like
This is a
wizard
tree.
eyes you can throw down there?
Can't see in the dark.
You could catch things on fire as well.
Well, I could ask my familiar to look for it, look through it.
Ooh, that's a good one.
There you go.
Familiar is a good idea.
Yeah,
You sending your familiar down?
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I haven't called her out yet, but I'll ask my my familiar. It's a pseudo dragon, so small,
Appropriate too.
Oh yeah. Wait,
maybe
Okay.
too appropriate.
you're a semi-demigod with a pseudo dragon.
All right, it flies down there.
There's nothing pure about us. It's yeah. Yep. So I'll ask my familiar to check it out. Not to go too far, only 30 feet or so.
Okay.
But she does have blind sense out to 10 feet, so she can detect invisible things if necessary. Although she'd be right on top of them if she did.
All right. It gets down there, kind of sees the wall, and then all of a sudden you feel and sense lots of beady red eyes. Then it basically blacks out. You don't see anything more out of that. And then 3 seconds later, a swarm of rats pours out from the willow tree.
Ah, rats! I hate rats.
What would you like to do as they're coming for you guys now.
Oh.
What's coming for us?
A swarm of rats, hundreds of little things.
Rats.
Did you say hundreds?
They gotta be rats.
About 100. Not hundreds, but about 100 in number are coming out from here.
Well, I'm backpedaling.
Same. Like climb the tree.
Climb up onto the nearest stable.
We fight mighty ogres and orcs and looking for a dragon, but the hell with rats!
Not the
I
size
feel like
of them,
I'd
it's
still
the number.
be- My senses, I feel like, would still be lost here. I feel like I'd be caught kind of out in the open.
Yeah, you're pretty surprised because I don't know what you named your pseudo dragon, but it disappeared in the swamp of these critters attacking it. Because they also can sense things. So, Alarian, what are you doing?
Yeah, spell of Peter Piper spell or something?
I do not have a.
You have a flute you can lead them out of Ireland, or
No, those are snakes.
oh, damn it!
So that's not gonna work. They look like they're coming to get me, or
Everybody.
all right. How far away is the hole from?
You guys are probably about 5 feet from it, so it's going to be pretty sudden. You all went to see what was down the hole and checked it out.
Okay.
Oof is not good when Willard and his buddies are.
All right.
That's an old school movie reference.
Okay, so yeah, 10-foot radius sphere.
Yeah, you can
Would
set
be
up inside
reveal-
the hole
Yeah,
to come out.
I'm gonna cast Shatter.
Okay?
It's a 10-foot radius sphere centered on that focal point, and each creature in it has to make a Constitution saving throw. So make 100 Constitution saving throws.
Or take half.
A creature takes 3d8 thunder damage on a failed save or half on a successful one.
Okay. So Alarion goes, oh man, and just goes, what is your shatter word? Do you have a spell name for that? I know you're coming up with some for other.
I don't at this point.
At the point, you'll have to think of later. Just
Yeah,
immediately
that's the one.
says something in a very arcane lore, and then you hear sickening amounts of flesh and bone squishing as like the massive pressure of a blender. Blood pours out from all over sides from this roots of the cave in every little direction. The odor that you had smelled earlier just intensified as the amount of gore pours through everything. It hits a few of you guys up to the shin, but from the sudden impact of all that, but the threat has been immediately neutralized, except for the disgustingness that is this pool now inside this thing of just blood and fur and bobbing parts of bone and organ and things from the center from the hole.
I may have overreacted. I don't know.
All we saw was a holy son of a shit. You might want to check on your
So the real
familiar.
question
It might
now
not be too familiar.
Was
anymore.
I in that space since I was kind of stunned, or was I right on the edge of that?
He put it inside the hole to just do all that. You just get more of that on your legs from just
I'm
the
just like
amount of corn.
covered that wave of goo. Ugh.
Yeah, absolutely.
Man,
Well,
you know
if
how to
it's in
fill a
there,
hole.
it knows we're here now.
That's one hell of a knock.
Yeah.
Probably better if it crawls out through that than us crawl in through that.
True.
Pretty gross now.
Although, crawling into it might help mask our smell and give us an advantage.
That's not an advantage.
I think it knows we're here. Yeah.
All right, give me an investigation check, everybody.
Oh, yeah, baby. That one was better. 26.
Wow.
18.
8.
Well, Alarian, pretty much from now you're impressed with the thing, but it seems to have also part of the side, parted at just an angle enough. You see a large rock formation out in the distance, like a little small cliff side into the woods. From there, it just looks like, you know, it could possibly house a dragon.
I point out those rocks. Can you guys see those over there? It looks like might be a good place to go. That looks like a good potential wormling lair.
Better than trying to climb in a hole full of dead rats.
Can everybody make a nature check, please? Your difficulty is 12.
I don't know that. Holy baby. 19.
Whoa.
Yeah.
You're hot,
18.
Speaking of difficulty, that really was difficult. 3.
15.
All right, so everybody except Alesky, who seems to just be repulsed the fact that he lost his familiar, and he's near a gore pile of rat bones.
Yeah, I'm goo covered here. I'm looking for.
There was an odd bird sound coming from the distance as you spoke, and you're all very been in this area a lot. Like I said, you traveled here with Recklin and stuff with the group, and you have never heard that type of bird call before.
I thought that was quite a bird call of mine. I think we might be onto something.
Well, we don't know what happened to that wood elf that had the dragon. That could be a signal of some sort, like a sentry signal that a wood elf would set up.
Ooh.
That people were in the area, so we should be on high alert, I think, now.
Is the crossing
All
from
right,
the
I say
willow
that-
tree to the rocks open, or is it?
We can't be on high
I
alert.
can say that from the cave, you see a large form, not incredibly large, but around 25 feet, spread its wings, an emeraldish green color, and it immediately takes to the sky in the distance. It is now soaring very high, a lot distance from you. It's about 70 feet from you, and high in the air. About another 60 feet in the air from the ground, emerging from the cave. What would you guys like to do?
This may not be so good.
Get ready to F shit up.
Okay.
This is going to be interesting. It is a dragon.
Rico, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
A what? Wisdom saving throw?
Wisdom saving throw, please.
16 do it.
Nope, I just need Rico.
16.
Minus 1. 15. 14. 14.
15.
14. Minus 1.
14. Still not.
14.
All right. As you guys are pretty much, you just caused to be ready. You saw that kind of going on and ready to go after it. Storm shivered off to the tree next to you, Siobhan, and was whispering things in your back of your mind about be eternally friend and helpful to those of the woods. But you're just getting ready to seem to blood flowing, getting pumped up. You're not falling for the guile of it. I need everyone to start rolling initiatives.
20.
20, nice.
19.
Passed.
15.
15. All right.
12.
How long has it been since the harpy encounter?
Probably 45 minutes.
I need to do it for a challenge.
So I got about 15 minutes left in mage armor before I need to cast it again.
I'm gonna break that, but
Okay.
you don't break down my food. And my food.
Rico, what did you roll?
A 12.
12?
Delete this
Okay.
kid from the video game like he was never in the video game. Don't do it. I don't want to.
All right, Alarian, what would you like to do? You're first, stacked.
All right, I have probably like a 2-foot rod covered in ruins and glyphs, and I pointed at the wormling and I yelled "Fuego!" and I cast a fireball at it.
Vanish?
What's the distance of that?
And
What's the range of that?
you have
Jacob?
to 150 feet.
Okay, you got it.
Yeah. You have to make a dexterity saving throw.
Dexterity saving throw. What's my DC?
15.
15. All right, what's your damage?
It is
And it's dead.
8d6. So take a minute.
Game over, boys. Let's go home.
17. Or no, wait, that was 5. I didn't roll enough die. That was an 8. That's 27 points of damage.
Wow. All right, it's a large explosion. The dragon is basically hit from it and starts to droop immediately from the height.
Is any creature within a 20-foot radius of it?
No.
Like that guy? Ah, alright.
No, she's close to you guys in the party.
That was worth a try.
Yeah, definitely worth the try. All right. Okay. Joang, the
Ben,
very beautiful.
if it has resistance to fire,
Yep.
does it have resistance to fire? No? Okay. Because just for future reference, the fire elemental adept fire spells that I cast ignore resistance to that damage.
Okay.
So if something does have it.
Does have it, you do it anyways.
Yeah.
All right. Joang, you see a very beautiful, like woman-like creature come from out near the tree, and she goes to you and pleads to you that please, he is not evil. You cannot do this. You must defend him for everything that he is. Don't fall for all that. I need you to make another wisdom save.
Who, Rico?
Rico, yep.
18.
Wow. All right, so she seems to be trying to convince you, and you feel tingles of effects, but you are just not having it.
Joe
right.
the Wise.
Spoke, you are next.
You, it's not Joe.
Jew. Sorry.
Jew.
It feels
Who's
weird.
showing?
It feels
The
weird
Warbling
saying, "Hey,
hasn't
Jew."
taken an action yet.
What's that?
The Warbling hasn't taken an action yet. That's true.
Correct. Yeah,
Right.
but it is 70 feet away from you.
You got a bow.
Yeah, I got a bow. So pull out my short bow, take assassinate, so I get advantage and sneak attack. Because I have advantage, I can use sneak attack. Fun times.
Yep. Rogue.
19 to hit.
That's a hit.
So it doubles all damage die, including the sneak attack for a critical.
Yep.
Okay, and because assassinate, a hit becomes critical, so 4d6. I'll be right back.
I'll be right back. I got a math.
So 14 for my first roll, and 16 for my second roll. So 30.
Wow. All right. You fire the arrow. It whistles right through the air. It's kind of like Lord of the Rings there, The Hobbit there. You see it go right under the chest. The dragon just now dropped completely from the sky. You hear it crash into the woods. Leaves and other things scatter off from all about there, but you can't see from where it is falling.
How many d6 did you roll?
4.
Four
It's insanity.
d6?
Yeah.
Because Assassinate lets me take advantage on any creature who hasn't taken a turn yet, and any hit becomes a critical. And then Sneak Attack lets me do an
doubled the
extra
four.
3.
You doubled the 4d6.
Yeah.
Okay, because I was like 4 times 6
Yeah.
24. How'd you get 30?
Is nasty. They made rogues. They made rogues. A lot of the classes have some pretty.
That Assassinate is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that you took the assassin kit, so that's the class that it is there. So let's
I only
see what
really
you're
get
gonna
to
do
do
now.
it once. Yeah.
Matt, is you.
Well, I suddenly don't have a target, and I don't have any healing to do, so I'm at a bit of a loss. Jude, stop hitting on the girls and get into the fight.
Is that
What?
woman visible to everybody, or
Mostly to Enrico.
just Gio?
Yeah.
Oh, then I take that back. Well, I guess I'm kind of concerned that it's maybe dropped out of sight, so it couldn't be shot at. So I guess I'll move forward looking for a dangerous target.
Okay.
Try to move into the woods to see where it fell.
All right. So you're gonna go track down the dragon. The dragon is now going to take save. All right. Drew, what are you gonna do?
I'm going to charge to where this thing fell.
All right.
Obviously,
So
I'm
you're
not
gonna
right
pick up
next to it,
with
so.
that. It's gonna go back to you, Larian. They have run off. 2 of them have run off to go after the fallen dragon. What are you doing?
I'm just gonna ready and wait and see.
Okay. The dryad moves to you, Alarian, and goes, "Please, you seem to be the most reasonable of the party. I know you have power of the great magic. He means no harm. I beg of you, please do not do this."
I take it I
She's
make a
not
wisdom
charming.
saving
The
throw.
most reasonable of the
Not
party would
trying to
open
charm
with
you
a
now.
fireball.
She's seen the
Oh.
inferior of her ways to just your lowliest barbarian, and knows that there's probably very little chance. So she's now trying to genuinely try to convince you of her situation.
Why would we believe that it wouldn't grow up to be like its parent? It caused a great devastation through the forest.
My name is Valina. I was once an elven druid. I have been punished because
You
of my
don't look
actions. Well said. I'll give you that. But I fully believe any young child
Another
can
old
be
school.
raised not to be evil. Its mother is dead. Old Venomous no more. I plead with you that Ragnar will not cause harm. He needs now to be cared for and tended, but he has no desire to do evil.
What makes you believe that that is true?
I have given my life to believe this. Had I not believed this, I would have allowed him to be destroyed earlier ago, but I have taken punishment from my own people because I fully believe that children can be raised in any way under care and love and not hate and violence. Please, mighty wizard, do not have your band kill him. He is young, but he is not evil.
Well, that's not a decision I can make alone. I'll have to. You'd have to get your dragon to not attack when it. At the
We did
second.
not attack you. You came attacking us. Like I have said, we have not brought violence upon you. You're not evil.
Well, there's great concern from the creatures and the people of this land
Yes.
over him.
I have made it my life dedication to make sure that Ragnar Nawat will not be that evil scourge like his mother. Will you stop your friends from
Spectre,
attacking
hi.
him, please?
The only Midas challenger, the only Midas challenger I have
I
left
can
is to upgrade my purple weapon to
Hi,
a
Sue.
I can see what
Thank
I
you for
can
the
do.
follow. Whoa.
Then we must cut them off, please. Follow me. We will stop your friends from
Welcome.
attacking his fallen body.
find an upgrade station.
Follow you where? Why don't we just go?
I am a dryad
way.
now.
We are in the
As
middle
part of my
of
punishment, I have been forced to,
dispatching
to take the form of a
a dragon
dryad.
wormling.
I may pass through the woods to cut your opponent, your enemy, the enemies of my friend fallen. He will help you. It is just a simple passing of the woods. I have not beguiled you. I do admit I tried to try to get one of you on my side, but you are a very, very powerful band. Please. Spoke, I might add, you are part of this conversation. You are still here.
Oh, I thought
You have not acted yet.
We are playing 5th edition.
You're there just very quiet. What do you think, Spoke?
You shot the bow and held off. The other two have now moved off.
My brother, I'm
Um,
pointing on the camera here.
Should we give it a chance?
Way off in the corner.
I don't
Ben,
believe it. It's the green
My
dragon.
brother is our dungeon master.
I'm unconvinced.
There are many things in this world that have colors or born of great evil, but that does not necessarily mean that you are of evil.
You're in a
Nature
I
versus
feel that
nurture.
you are well known in that.
we're in a campaign
We have a chance to make something good.
it's a world
Let's
that he
not
put
make it
together,
a violence.
but
That's what you are
a
bringing to me.
adventure that he got out of a.
No, you bastard.
I guess he looked unconvinced but not stopping, I guess, if that makes any sense.
This guy.
Like he just kind of like whatever you think is best then. I guess he's deferring to you.
I think we'll follow the dryad.
Okay. She will quickly
Very
grab
well,
you, and you guys walk towards one of the trees, and you guys shimmer a bit, and then you guys appear where Ragnar now is laying, slowly breathing, not doing well, and then Alexi and Jew are ready to run up, and she's asking you again to make them stop.
All right, I'll see. I'll hold.
I just started playing
Okay.
again.
You two will see them
weeks ago.
with the dryad.
I pull out my short bow anyways and like train it on the dragon, although I don't fire.
I honestly haven't played like since
The dragon is down,
and
and he's not combative
I'm still learning all the
because
rules.
you guys have fucked him up.
So
I'll
wait.
say, this is
So we're all together now?
You're all together. It's now out of combat. So what would you guys like to do?
I'll just tell them this is Valina. Let's hear her out.
What else?
Already spoken
That
to
got
me.
banned by the council. She's trying to trick us. Let's kill the thing.
She's
Put it out
now
of
a
its
dryad.
No, Great Warrior. I have just believed that I could change a small child into something better than it was from what it came from.
Yeah.
I was punished because of those ignorant and prejudiced beliefs. Ragnar is not evil.
She
If you
seems
were
to
to
think
bring-
she can change a green dragon.
If you can allow me to heal it just enough to talk, you can ask and interrogate it as you like, but please give us a chance.
I need to hit 5 more.
Uh,
I don't know about that.
I'm
Goal. It's a challenge. Goal.
Are you really all brought in to hate on skin color? Have you not come across
Oh,
anything?
listen. I'm Asian. Don't
had
be
a-
pulling
Bringing up
skin
the
color
race
on
card.
me.
I am indeed. It is very precious to me. Ragnar is my devoted life now. Like I said, I have taken this punishment because I do believe that he can be as good as he is.
Believe.
Please.
So if
Did
this
the end?
if this wormling isn't the cunning predator that's terrorizing the forest around here, what is?
What is? There are other creatures that are of that habitat. There are owl bears that come by, dire wolves. There are harpies in the towers, not too far from here. There
Yeah.
are indeed beasts of such predatory state.
Hope he tried to
Did
make me walk
Oaken
off a ledge.
had Oakenstep told us that the wormling was wreaking havoc, or did he just say that he
I
heard
think
there
he
was a
just
wormling?
said that there was a dragon about. I don't think he said anything about
Okay.
doing anything.
Okay.
Well, he said that there was an evil predator that all the creatures were afraid of in this area.
Yeah.
Well, creatures are afraid of man. A squirrel passing by you is afraid of you, and we report such things.
I don't think a tree man is afraid of man in the same way.
Well, he's not afraid of the green dragon either. He watched old Venom be born and die, and the force change around him, but it didn't
And
affect him.
I do understand that Ragnar is the child of old Venom. He knows what he comes from. But again, I beg of you that he is not of that being. He wants to do what good. He has
Let's go,
already
Hanzo.
learned
This is
so
fun. I
much.
miss it.
Please, may we heal him. He is dying. By your hand, which will be more evil in this situation than what you have believed from others that he would rot.
Damn it.
I cannot believe more wicked men. Again, I am at your mercy.
What does she look like?
Wait.
Listen,
I
I
need to try
have a flaw.
Yes, you do.
All right
This
there,
is the
Captain
damsel
Kirk.
pleading with you, Alarian. She is pleading with you in all her batting eyes and pursed lips of being upset that you have all the power to make her life or break it. She has told you that her life is dedicated to Ragnar. She has taken punishment from it, and you are now acting upon that situation that will deem her journey from there on.
What punishment have you taken from this?
She was a elven druid. She's now a dryad. So she's now
She got turned
bound.
into
You
a
know
dryad.
dryads. You know that they are stuck to a tree forever eternity. They may not leave from that area. So that is what the Fey Court did to her.
What tree is she attached to?
She's not going to tell you. I mean, that's basically giving her life.
Tell
Didn't
me
Ed say he was a guy?
if you.
What's that?
I think he just said a wood elf. I don't know if he said a gender. It's an elf. It's fluid.
No. Aren't green
Um,
dragons known for trickery?
They are. Again, if he
We
is
will hear
grown to
you out.
evil, he will do many. But this one will not.
If you would be willing to tell me the tree you're tied to, I'd be willing to let Ragnar speak for himself.
Roll a persuasion.
That's an interesting deal.
I'm not very persuasive.
You're the one.
Because you're trying to sleep with her.
Well, it's based on charisma as well, which is I'm not very charismatic. I know it seems I am, but I'm not.
What did you roll?
I rolled a 3, but I have a -1.
Look at someone and she's like, please, great wizard, you must understand that I will be the only mother and protecting going forward. I just cannot have that information freely.
You also have to understand that we're gonna let you, heal a dragon that could do great damage to us upon its
Yes, and I do have the power to charm
and
and make make people do my bidding as well, but I'm not. I have given up on that path and been as genuine as possible because you seem very, very capable. And I know that we are at your mercy. We are not. We are not the ones that have the situation in hand, so to speak. At any moment, you will have dominance over both me and Ragnar. Please, I know where I'm at.
But those
I'm
tables
begging.
could easily quickly turn once you heal them, so it's a more of an assurance that
You have downed him in his fullest health, good sir. Are you
uh,
very? Are you? How can you still be afraid?
he is a
I'm not
dragon.
afraid. I just want to kill it.
I say we bring the dragon before the council that laid out this punishment, since the dragon was never included in the council.
It was. They knew that the wood
dragon
elf
had
had the dragon egg.
But Oakenstep said that the dragon was never found.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Only the elf was punished.
the council knows what I have done, but again, it has none. They don't feel they have the jurisdiction on the dragon, just on myself, and my punishment is now linked to that of the dragon. Ragnar again is now will become of the land and can become a great protector of that land if we teach him and nurture him and love him like any child would take. These hostilities only breed the evil that we all stereotype in one another. You are now, each of you have been used to blade and spell, but yet hate and suspicion is what you are living. This is somebody who just wants to become part of the land and grow and nurture with it. I beg of you. Again, my life is tied to him. I cannot emphasize how wrong you have been spoken to.
I I'm willing to give it a chance, but I know
Thank
she's
you.
gonna go.
I don't know.
Not speaking.
This thing's
I
supposed
know
to be
she's
protecting
gonna
the
go
forest, and I
stand
had
next to him
two.
to heal him, right?
Yes.
Let me just say this: this thing's supposed to be protecting the forest from all these other evils, including harpies. And Alexi and I just had two harpies try to lead us off a cliff. It ain't working.
He is young right now. Please.
He's a dragon. You can handle two harpies, right?
She's going over.
I say give it a chance. Everybody back up at least 10 feet away from the dragon.
Okay.
If you would be so kind as to all back up 10 feet.
Belina sends a small enchantment. It sounds very curing. And you see Ragnar take a deep breath. His eyes slowly open. His neck rolls up and goes, "Oh, that hurt a great deal, Belina. I thought I was in the sky enough for protection, but they are very, very powerful.
Right.
Why would you come to attack me? Whoever you are."
Well, your presence as the offspring of Old Venom has caused great concern in the forest with the denizens of it. They're all afraid.
Yes, I am fearful of it. This is why I hid. I, I did not want to make such a fuss or fear. I cannot help that I am born with green scales instead of gold, but I do wish not to follow into my terrible mother's footsteps. She brought terrible things to the woods, and since I only know of Valina and what her sacrifice is, we only wish to do good and help and keep the forest and protect it and let it grow as it should be. I am not that beast. Please, please, mighty adventurers. I do not wish to do any harm to you or fight you.
It was very articulately spoken, Ragnar.
Thank you. I am young, but
Um,
I am learning.
I'd lower my bow.
Okay. Thank you.
Your call.
Have you, Ragnar? Have you come across any creatures in the forest that scare you,
Besides us.
There
other
is
than
one.
other than us?
There is something that I know that has caused some problems in the woods. But she is a very tricky creature to find. I am not quite ready to be able to take her on and chase her away.
Right.
Tell
You
us
said destroy.
tell us some more about this creature.
It is a green hag. She is deceptive, cunning, and she will cause issues.
Because it's green. You just said you shouldn't attack you because you're green.
No, probably
No,
because of the hag part.
yes, it's the hags. They
Can't
can
help
be
her
evil.
looks.
Again,
Spectre, hi.
anything can change, but this one has been very opportunistic in this area, and she has caused many wayward travelers to take poor routes and lead them
D&D, thank you
into
for the
very
follow.
ominous lairs.
Oh,
Did you find this one?
No, this is the first we've heard of it. The hag.
Is this the same
Oh.
hag that took part in your punishment? Speaking to the dryad.
Not believe. No. But this woods is thick enough. There are hags that are common in this area.
Where can we find this hag, Ragnar?
I don't. If I knew, I would have chased it out. They are cunning and trickery. They hide amongst anybody, and they can look like anybody. Their ability to disguise is legendary.
Could they look like a dryad?
They can look like you. They don't think they can look like me. I'm too big. But any one of sizes of your sort.
Do you know
like it.
even what section of the forest the hag frequents?
No, I do not. Again, if I was close, I would have done something more because, again, they're known to do much more on the trickery part and lead others astray very quickly. And they eat children. That's just disgusting.
So it's about as evil as you can get.
Agreed.
Because I believe the children, they are the future.
Thank you. And I know that belief has spared me my life, great sir. What may I call you?
I am Alaron.
Well met, Alarion. I will take you as my dearest friend from hence on forth, for you have spared my life. I am humble to you.
Well met, Ragnar.
See how close I was to chopping your head off?
Well, mighty warrior, again, I am also in your debt for sparing your blade to not take my life. All four of you. You are indeed a very, very amazing group that would take judgment and give one a chance. I will not disappoint you.
You're spreading that butter on a little thick now.
Better, right? We're suspicious.
What is butter?
This is.
It's when you take some.
We're happy to give peace a chance.
Oh, good God.
Good.
You have Valina to thank. She was very persuasive.
She is now like my mother to me.
I'm
And Valina
sure
goes,
that's what he calls it all the time.
good sis, anything I can do again, we are both in your debt because we hope that you will tell others we should do nothing but help in the forest and be one with it in harmony. We will not do any harm.
Well, any help you can give us in getting this hag? Because I think that's where we're going next.
I can commune with the animals and see if I can find anything that will give us any information to that. Would that be all right?
That would be excellent.
Ragnar goes,
Sorry about
if you
the
wish,
rats.
my cave is near your room. If you wish to to hide there until you recover from any wounds or such. While my mother
Alright,
goes
that'll be-
and seeks information. I know I will be resting, for you have hurt me quite a bit here.
I think
I think it
some
would.
rest would do everybody some good. It's
Yeah.
probably getting late in the day.
It is. All right, we will end it at that point right there. We're at the cave. We'll definitely have a part 2 as we go look for the green hag from there. So I want to thank everybody. So we will come back again 1 week, 7 o'clock here on the Spectre Fedson's Twitch channel, and hopefully he will move this also on the YouTube channel for others to basically follow on the Spectre Studios. It'll be a delayed posting of this video here. But thank you again, everybody, and also say a thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, man.
Good job with
Alright, we will see you
blowing
guys
up this
again.
guy's rats and then befriending a dragon after almost killing it.
Hey,
Impressive.
you know,
All right.
I'm a wizard of many talents, many sides.
And appetites, I imagine.
Well, of course.
All right.
Alrighty.
All right. I will see you guys again next time.
Sounds good.
Yeah.